The world was a strange and mysterious place ever since the invention of the black mirror. It was a technology that changed the way people interacted with almost everyone having one. You could talk to anyone, anywhere, and even see them through the mirror. But it was a double-edged sword, as the technology had some dark implications. One of the most beloved films of the era was Coco, the story of a young boy in the afterlife. The movie had captured the hearts of millions, and the characters were cherished by many. But the Black Mirror had thrown a wrench into the works. It had become increasingly difficult to distinguish between the living and the dead. People were now able to talk to their deceased loved ones as if they were still alive. It was a strange, surreal situation, and it seemed to have no end in sight. As the years went by, the technology only got more advanced, and people started to get more and more accustomed to the idea of talking to their dead relatives. Eventually, it became so commonplace that people started to forget the difference between life and death. The people of the world were so used to communicating with their deceased loved ones that they started to think of them as if they were still alive. They even started to treat them as if they were alive, going so far as to plan events and special occasions with them. This caused a great deal of confusion and distress among the living, and the people of the world started to forget the importance of death. Life and death became one and the same, and it was no longer possible to tell the difference between the two. The world was in chaos, and it seemed like there was no way to fix the problem. Until one day, a young girl named Coco decided to take matters into her own hands. She had seen the consequences of the Black Mirror, and she wanted to put an end to it. Coco began to travel round the world, talking to people about the importance of life and death and how the two should be respected. She also began to tell stories about the afterlife and how it was still possible to be reunited with loved ones who had passed away. Her stories were so inspiring that they began to spread far and wide, and soon enough they reached the ears of the people who had created the Black Mirror in the first place. They began to realize the impact their invention had had on the world, and they decided to do something about it. They released a new version of the Black Mirror, one that would be able to distinguish between the living and the dead. People could still talk to their deceased loved ones, but the conversations would be more meaningful and respectful. Death was once again respected, and life was cherished. The world was changed forever thanks to Coco and her inspiring stories. She had shown the people of the world that death was not the end, and that life was something to be cherished. She had also shown them that technology could be used for good and not just for destruction,